Kalalal Wahwala Yahweh Basham Yahushai Basham Akakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule and teach well. Peace and salutations to the brothers and the four corners of this earth, pushing the sword in truth and in sincerity. Brother Matsuzaki with a real quick one. You know what I mean? A brother called me this, well, he didn't call me a message, man. Sent me some voice notes. You know, say he had a dream, right? More or less about me, you know. And we men I truth, we know a dream is more or less, or more often than not, a representation of something else, you know, according to the scriptures, you know. But at the same time, sometimes it could be plain, right? And to that brother for giving me the message, you know, and I see that as an act of love, act of the sincerest form of love. And that is just the general basis of this quick video. All right. So to that brother for messaging, man, and give me the heads up, so on and so forth. All right. So you get straight into it. Basically, is a video on love. What love really is, or you know what I mean, as the title of the video would say, let brotherly love continue in this time. More now so than ever. All right, because anytime there's the time we would need each other the most. Yeah, because some brothers will never see some brothers again until the kingdom, you know, until we in the chariots looking down on Babylon being burnt. You know that it's always say like that. All right. So let me go to Romans 13 and 10. It says, you know, I was start from 8. It say, "Oh no man anything but to love one another, for he that loveth another had fulfilled the law. For this, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, thou shalt not covet, and if there is any other commandment, it is briefly comprehended in this saying, namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself." Verse 10, "Love worketh no ill to his neighbor, therefore love is fulfilling of the law." Alright? And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believed. Right? So if love is the fulfilling of the law, what we have to do to even to make to secure, to make our calling and election sure, if that is how it, you know, right? Sure and more consecrated than anything else. Show more love to the Akim. Yeah? Show more love to the Akim. That way it's in. And knowing, and that knowing, the time, that now it is high time to wake out of that sleep. You know what I mean? Show the Akim more love than ever before. The sincerest form of love. Right? The sincere, look at reiterated, well, more or less 3 times. Love, he that loveth another had fulfilled the law. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Love working no ill. It's the same things reiterated in the 3 verses more or less. Love your brother. And your neighbor there don't mean that the person you're living next to. You mean your brother in the spirit. You know what I mean? The ones who like-minded with you, pushing the same doctrine. Believe in the same thing. The one-minded ones. The ones who are one-minded. Not, you know what I mean, double-minded or separately minded or, you know, who singularly minded. All are pushing the same doctrine. Yeah, these are the ones you love the sincerest. You understand? Right, let me go to the book of Matthew. chapter 22 and verse 26. It says, likewise, the second and the, no, mm, so bear with me 1 second. Oh, that is why. That's correct today. Matthew 22 and 36 and 26. So like that is right. Matthew 26, 22, so like and verse 36. Master, which is the greatest commandment in the law? Yahushua said unto him, thou shalt love the Lord thy power with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. Alright? So the second is like the first. It's great and weight. Love thy neighbor as you love thyself. And before we read about the Romans 13 and 10, it's a love is the fulfilling of the law. Meaning the same way you would want to keep the law, the same way you would want your neighbor or your brother to keep the law. So that is why what you will pull him up, you go correct him, you go see where he going off, and you know what I mean, you wouldn't see your brother going down a wrong path and trying not to warn him when you get the warning from the Lord. You will share it with your brothers. Any little thing happen here, you go make sure your brothers know first, because these is the ones you love. You don't want to see them any harm come to them, especially in these times. Yes, we do know some of us will be persecuted, some of us will be thrown into jail, so on and so forth. But it is Jacob's troubles. We are Jacob, all right? We are the descendants of Jacob, so we know we time going to be harsh here. We wouldn't want to see we brothers go through that. So any warning we get, we share it with the Akim, and this is the love. We take care of the Akim. This is how we show love to the Akim. This is how we show that second commandment. We don't just teach it, but we live it as well. Alright? I'm going to go to the book of Hebrews. 13 and 1. It says, let brotherly love continue. And this is just reiterating what I read in Romans. We see that knowing that now is high time, and we are awake from sleep, knowing that our salvation is nearer than we believe. So let our brotherly love continue and even grow stronger. Not acting out of malice, not acting out of envy of any brother. If you're envious or you're malicious towards our brother, for whatever reason, hey, check your spirit. You be any grievance with any brother, hey, talk to him. Talk to the brother. Work it out as men. Don't just harbor it and fester it and feed it. That would be going against the second commandment. Right? And it's a precept that crossed my mind. Right? I don't want to butcher it. First done for. These the correct one I'm looking for. Ephesians 4 and 20. If a man say I love power and hated his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love power whom he hath not seen? And this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth power loveth brother also, which is what he says second commandment. That's I iterated differently. You know what I mean? Worded differently, but it's the same thing. Right? So even if you think you're serving your Basham, your Shai Basham Kakodash, in all sincerity and truth, and you hate your brother, right? You wouldn't reprove him when he's doing wrong. You wouldn't rebuke him and say, okay, you're wrong for that, you know. Hey, I'm gonna talk to you now. You see XYZ, XYZ. If you do that, then you're not showing that love. That's why you show your love to your brother. You got a dream about your brother, you call him, you message him, you contact him and say, boy, I got a dream, XYZ, XYZ, this happened. You know, that's what you're treading. Wherever you're falling short, as a man of the Lord, you're gonna pray on it. Whenever bother and you pray on it, you know, we have a direct line to the Lord. You know what I mean? Go to the mediator, pray, fast if you need to. You know the time we in those slip up. It go hurt my heart to see a slip, and yes, it does hurt our heart to see man that we serve would fall off. We know this. We know it must happen. It ain't no way it would not happen. But hey, we are in the flesh, so it go hurt us. It go hurt us because we love these brothers dearly and sincerely. Yeah. So this video was just about that topic. So remember, love your neighbor as you love yourself, or in other words, love thy brother as you love yourself. You know? So I hope it was edifying through the spirit and power of your Bashim Yeshai Bashim Kakodash. Until next time, Shalom.